thriving community was an ancient Scottish power base of the Lords of the Isles. An agrarian community flourished at a site that was once the seat of the Lords of the Isles, according to new study, but it vanished when the kingdom was handed over to Scotland. Analysis of sediments from Finlaggan Loch on Islay has shed light on the life of Somerled, the Norse-Gaelic lord considered as the first lord of the Isles and who ruled over a considerable section of the islands, Argyll, and the Isle of Man during his time in power. Ancient DNA, sedaDNA, obtained by Professor Tony Brown, a geoarchaeologist from Southampton and Tromso in Norway, has revealed flora and animals that occupied the environment from roughly 1,000 years ago, according to his findings. Prominent archaeologist Professor Brown characterized Finlaggan as a capital settlement, with traces of berries, cereals, goats and sheep on the area. According to him, the study tells us this was a big population and agricultural center that may have supported the broader island. There is a lot more to this place than a kingly populace, says the archaeologist. In my opinion, it's a lot more complicated than that. As a capital settlement, it's doing well. Somerled erected a fortress at Finlaggan in 1138, during whose reign traces of prunus, cherries, sloe, or blackthorn, oats, and maybe flax were discovered. These might show the presence of industry during this time period. Professor Brown believes that the disappearance of DNA in 1277 might be a sign of a shift in activity at the site. Following a financial agreement with Norway, Scotland obtained sovereignty over the islands by the Treaty of Perth, which was signed in 1266. Finlaggan has seen very little activity in the years after the year 1280, according to Professor Brown, which is consistent with Scotland exerting its dominance. The site is immediately taken down. It's possible that it's been completely forgotten about at this point. It may be that it dies sooner than we thought. Clan MacDonald resurrected the kingdom, and the lordship, privy councillors, and religious leaders convened on islands in the lake to debate current affairs in government and law. Finlaggan's activity dwindles when the Scottish crown seizes the lordship at the end of the 15th century. Traces of potato appear in the 18th century. sedaDNA is examined via PCR testing, similar to that used to identify coronavirus, according to Professor Brown. Chemicals and certain lab equipment were unavailable owing to supply constraints caused by the epidemic, he added. The Finlaggan study is part of a 3-millennia-long investigation of the changing landscapes, environments, and populations of the islands in the Sea of Moyle. Surveys are also being conducted in Scotland on the islands of Colonsay, Gigha, Iona, Lismore, and Mull.